Okay, so welcome to today's class. So let's start off with the sun salutations. So standing at the top end of your mat, bring the feet together so that the inner heels and the inner ankles are touching and the big mounds of the big toes are touching. Lift the toes and then lengthen them away from the feet as you place them on the floor. And also try to see if you can broaden the toes away from each other. Pressing the feet down evenly, lift the inner heels up, draw the kneecaps up and the thigh muscles strongly onto the thigh bones. Draw the upper buttock flesh down towards the heel, lift the pubic bone, and then as you breathe in, draw the breath down towards the bottom of the sacrum, the mid-sacrum, and also broaden the diaphragm backwards. And then broaden the chest, broaden the collarbones, get the outer tips of the shoulders to spread away from each other, and then from there stretch into the fingers so that we have straight arms, straight legs. The upper sternum comes towards the throat to lift this upper area of the chest, and the back of the neck lengthens into the crown. Looking straight ahead, find an object to look at, to focus on, and then try to bring the body into steadiness and stillness. So if you look at that object, you can see the small movements the body it makes. Try to bring it into a steady, still state. The mountain pose. Drawing the breath down first, allowing the chest to fill, and then receding the breath back down. On the next in-breath, draw the breath down. As the chest fills up, lift the arms up. So pressing the feet down, stretch into the fingers. Keep the pubic bone slightly lifting and the lower front ribs drawing towards the spine. And stretch the sides of the body into the fingers. Turn the palms forward. Now breathe out and extend forward. As you bring the hands to the shins. Pressing the feet evenly, lift the backs of the legs up. Especially the sitting bones. Draw them upwards towards the ceiling. Keeping the thighs strong. Now breathe in and lift the chest away from the hips and concave the back. Take the upper shoulders away from the ears. Shoulder blades towards the back waist. Draw the area between the shoulder blades towards the floor. Keep the neck long and lengthen the crown away from the hips. And now breathe out, keeping the extension that we've created in the spine to lengthen the trunk forward. These bottom ribs moving away from the pubic bone as you bend forward. Again, the knees lifting, thighs working strongly. And now bending the knees, take the left foot back. So you're on the toes of the left foot, the right foot is between the fingertips. Straighten now the back leg. Not just straighten, but lift the thigh muscle up, lift the kneecap up, lift the shin bone up. So it's a very active back leg, and we now stretch into the back heel. That the thigh muscle, really feeling it holding the pose. Now from the fingertips we lift the arms up but take the chest forward. Now watch out that the right outer hip doesn't jut out. Draw it back in, draw the outer hips towards each other, but take the chest forward. Deep breath in and out, and in. And then on the out breath, take the hands down and take the right foot back into the downward facing dog pose. Keep the knees bent. Now we press the hands, lift the collarbones away from the hands, and then lift the sitting bones up. The area between the shoulder blades moves towards the chest. So we have that sensation of a straight line moving from the arms all the way up to the lifting sitting bones. And now just straightening the legs, using the leg muscles to draw the hips away from the shoulders, but keeping the sitting bones lifted. So really, in the same way with that back leg, we draw the legs back. Strong legs. Lift the inner elbows and draw the legs back. And now breathing in, coming into the plank pose. The abdomen drawing towards the spine, the outer hips together and the chest forward. Upper shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades towards the back waist. Still the sensation of the leg muscles lifting the legs up, straight up to the ceiling and stretching into the heels. Breathing out now, gently bend the elbows backwards, keep them tucked in, come into the chaturanga pose. Stretching into the heels, taking the chest forward, lifting the abdomen up, and then breathing in, coming into the upward facing dog pose. So the upper feet, tops of the feet, pressing straight down, the feet pointing straight back. Again, lifting the legs up. Taking the hips forward, but drawing the shoulders back. Lifting the chest up, but drawing the shoulders down, looking up. And then breathing out, coming into the downward facing dog pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring the feet together, and now taking the left foot forward between the hands, coming up onto the fingertips, straighten the back leg. Again, lifting the thigh and the shin up, opening the back of the knee and stretching into the ankle, the right ankle. Take the area between the shoulder blades towards the left thigh, down to the ground, but then take the chest forward. Upper shoulders away from the ears, neck long. Deep breath in and out. And on the next in breath, take the right foot next to the left foot. And then breathe out, coming into the forward bending pose again. Keeping those shoulders away from the ears. So you can broaden the elbows outwards. Keep the backs of the legs rising up. So we have to draw the thigh muscles very strongly onto the thigh bones. And then breathing in, pressing the feet down. Lift the arms up to the ceiling. Stretch into the fingers. And breathing out, bringing the arms down. Stretch the fingers towards the ground. Relax the shoulders downwards, the shoulder blades down. Deep breath in and out. Take the hands together towards the chest. And gently drawing the thumbs into the breastbone, but pressing the breastbone gently into the thumbs. Keeps the chest active and open. On the next out breath, take the hands next to the side into the mountain pose. And now breathing in, pressing the feet down, lift the arms up. Again, stretching into the fingers. Get the sensation that the chest and the whole thorax is moving away from the hips. We're lifting it up, pressing the feet down. Now close the gap between the arms and the ears. Take the palms forward. And on the next out breath, extend forward. Bringing the hands to the shins. Lengthening the bottom front ribs away from the pubic bone. Keeping the thighs stable and strong. Breathe in. Now lift the chest away from the hips. Lengthen the crown away. Again. But take these shoulders away from the ears. And now keeping that length in the spine, breathe in. And come to the forward bending pose. Bending the legs, take the left foot back again. Again, left leg strong and straight, chest forward. And on the next out breath, come onto the flats of the hand, into the downward facing dog pose. Now lifting the sitting bones up to the ceiling and the hips away from the shoulders, we feel a lengthening in the spine. Keeping that length, now breathe in and come into the plank pose. Contain the abdomen towards the spine. Breathe out, bring the elbows, chaturanga pose. And then breathing in, upward facing dog pose. Draw the hips forward, take the shoulders back, and look up, straighten the legs. And breathe out, downward facing dog pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring the feet together, and now take the left foot forward. Coming up onto the fingertips, straightening the back leg. Left outer hip drawing towards the right hip, right outer hip drawing towards the left hip, spine forward, shoulders away from ears. And breathing in now. Bring the left foot next to the right foot next to the left foot, and breathe out into the forward bending pose. Press the feet, and now in the next in-breath, lift the arms up. Stretch into the fingers. Breathe out. Bring the arms down. Deep breath in and out. Relax the shoulders. Keep the thigh muscles strong. Keep the triceps muscles strong. Taking the hands to the chest. Take a recovery breath in and out. And breathing out, taking the hands down to the sides. Press the feet, breathe in, lift the arms up. Turn the palms forward, breathe out. Extend forward into the forward bending pose. Allowing that length in the trunk, but keeping the neck long. Keeping the thighs strong, breathe in, lift the chest away from the hips, concave the back. Shoulders away from ears. Draw the area between the shoulder blades down. As you take the chest forward and the crown forward. Not the chin, the crown. And now breathe out. Lengthen the trunk again forwards. And then bending the legs, coming up onto the fingertips. Take the right foot back. Is that right? Straighten the right leg, take the chest forward. Really lift the muscles on the bottom side of the leg up to the ceiling. Come down onto the flats of the hands and take the left foot back now. And breathe out. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, plank pose. Again, lifting the bottom parts of the legs up towards the back parts of the legs, keeping the abdomen contained. Take the chest forward. And on the next out breath, bending the elbows back into the chaturanga pose. And then on the next in-breath, coming up into the upward facing dog pose. Look up, shoulders back and down. And breathe out, downward facing dog pose. Feet together. And now we take the left foot forward. Is that right? No. Take the right foot forward, sorry. On the fingertips, lift the bottom of the left leg up. Straighten that back leg. Chest forward. Again, crown of the head lengthening away from the hips. Breathe out. Bring the left foot forward and then breathe out. Forward bending pose. Press the feet, breathe in. Lift the arms up. Stretch into the fingers. And then breathe out. Bring the arms down. And bring the hands to the chest. Tuck in the elbows. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then release from that. Excellent. So we come kneeling onto the mat, bring your knees together and the feet the width of your thighs. And then having either your block so that you can sit comfortably. So find the right height. Use blankets to get that good sweet spot where there's enough of a stretch in the knees, but not so much to overwhelm the knees. So, and then also now, before we come up again, just make sure that the feet are pointing straight back. You're on the tops of the feet, and they're going straight back. And then just double look at your thigh muscles and the shape of your knees. So preferably we would like to have the thigh muscles directly on top, not mine are slightly going inwards, you can see that, or yours might be going outwards. So now whatever way they are, if they're going out, then you need to draw them in. If they're going in, we need to draw them out when we come up. So coming up onto the backs of the knees. So whatever way your knees were, so mine were going in, I'm going to draw them out. And then as I come down, it's just this minor correction to help get the thighs, the middle thigh muscle directly in the middle of that front thigh. And now gently we're going to press on the outer edges of the feet and gently just lean back onto those outer edges of the feet. This allows us to also draw the outer shins towards the ground and release the back of the knees. And while you're here, draw the knees together. And then release, come up into the seated pose. Now, if you're finding that the backs of the knees are stressing too much, you can put a blanket behind the knees. If you feel that the shins are overstretching, you can put a blanket underneath the shins. So getting all that ready, take your hands onto the knees. And now gently pressing on the hands, draw the elbow creases of the arms forward so that they point forward. Take the sitting bones into your support, the sacrum comes forward, and now we draw the chest through the arms. But keep a gentle pressure on the hands, pressing down on the knees. So it activates that area between the shoulder blades, and draw that now forward towards the front chest. The front chest also moves slightly forward as the outer shoulder tips move back. And now find the correct resting place of the sternum. So if it's slightly coming down, we need to draw it back up so that now the head can rest directly on top of the ribcage. Draw the elbows back, press gently on the hands. Find that good resting place for the neck, wherever it is for you. And then from there, feel the crown of the head lifting up, as if there's a string there, lifting it up. Gentle movement. Now draw the outer shins down and find that length in the spine. Watch not to let these bottom front ribs pop out, draw them back towards the spine as the mid chest goes forward. Shoulder blades towards the back waist. Lovely position to find the inner, the blueprint of good posture in your own body. And now we're going to just take the hands, interlace the fingers, turn the palms inside out, and now we're going to breathe in and lift the arms up, drawing the outer elbows together so that the arms are straight. Now watch not to allow those front ribs to pop up. Keep them contained as we now press the outer shins down and stretch into the dome of the fingers. And now lift the right side, the thumb side of the wrist up, but draw the pinky sides of the wrist and on the palms towards the back of the neck. So this brings the shoulders, the elbows slightly behind, but not popping up those front ribs. So breathing, stretch into the arms. And now breathe out. And now twist to the right. Keeping the length, twist to the right. And then breathe in, come to the front. And on that out breath, twist to the left. Keep that spine lengthening up towards the hands. And then release and bring the arms down. First of all, again, taking the hands to the knees. Come to that neutral spine. Find the length. Look straight ahead. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And now bringing the arms up. Now we interlace the fingers the other way, so that whatever finger was at the bottom, a different one is at the bottom. Normally the one side feels comfortable and the one is uncomfortable, so do the other one now. So turning the palms inside out, stretch into the fingers. Breathing in, lift the arms up. Keep the bottom front ribs contained, but stretch into the fingers. Thumb side of the wrist away. Now draw the pinky side of the wrist towards the back of the neck. Stretch into the fingers. And now breathe in, stretch more. Keep that, so not leaning back, keep the spine straight. Press the outer shins down, and as you breathe out, twist now to the right, sorry. Keep the arms straight, keep the spine lifting. Breathe in, come forward, and breathing out, twist to the left now. You'll see that the right side of the thorax needs to lengthen to keep the spine straight. And then breathe in, come forward, bring the arms down, and bring the hands back to the knees. Elbow creases forward, chest forward, upper shoulders down, look straight ahead. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then just releasing from that, we just come up onto the knees. We're going to just stretch the knees so that we just open the back of the knees again. So just like that forward lunging pose, lift the bottom of the legs up and stretch into the heels. And then bring the leg down and do the other leg. And then release. And now we're going to have our belt. We're going to do the forward bend with the belt now. So have the belt and place it underneath the feet. like so. And just holding the ends of the belt. We're going to stand in Tadasana, so straightening the legs, lifting the knees, drawing the thighs onto the thigh bones, and then just gently walking the hands slightly down you can slightly bend the knees to walk the hands gently down the belt. Then you hold onto the belt and then you straighten the knees. So this is giving us a nice sensation of the arms drawing the upper shoulders away from the ears. But we're not now buckling the back. So now draw the front bottom ribs towards the spine and lengthen the spine away. But allow the shoulders to drop down. Especially the upper chest where the throat is. Keep that area lifted towards the throat. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now keep holding the belt, breathe in, and as you breathe out now we're going to bend forward. And then just take hold of the belt a little bit lower down, closer towards the feet, wherever you can. We're going to do the half Uttanasana stretch now. So pulling on the belt, breathe in. So first of all the thighs need to work strongly, the knees lifting. Now pulling on the belt, breathe in. Now draw the area between the shoulder blades towards the ground, between the arms. And now instead of allowing the abdomen to just pull up forward, keep it contained, but move the chest away from the hips. Don't allow the neck to become short, so you're looking slightly ahead, but now lengthen the crown away from the hips. The area between the shoulder blades drawing strongly towards the ground. And now also get the sensation that the area at the back of the neck is also, with the shoulder blades, drawing towards the back waist. On the next out breath, we can just take the hands slightly lower. And again, breathing in, drawing on the straps, keeping the abdomen contained. Between the shoulder blades goes towards the floor. Chest goes forward. Crown goes forward. Back of the neck goes towards the back waist. Deep breath in and out. And then breathe out and just release the trunk forward and let go of the strap. And now just we're not stretching now, just allow the trunk to relax forward, wherever it is. But keeping those front ribs not going towards the pubic bone, going away from the pubic bone. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then taking the hands on the hips, press the feet down, breathe in, and come up to standing. Take the hands next to the thighs. Again, pressing the feet down. Imagine now that you're pulling on the strap with your hands, but you're not actually pulling on the strap. So again, drawing the breath down. Allow the chest to rise as the lungs fill up. Draw the shoulder blades back down. The front chest, the front upper sternum towards the throat. So you get the sensation that the chest is going forward as well as up. But the shoulder blades and the shoulders are going down. Now, often what happens now when we emphasize that, the bottom front ribs come out of the holding pattern and just pop out and loosen, bringing all the tension into the lower back. You want to equalize the tension between the front of the body and the back of the body, so these front ribs contain them. allow the shoulders to fully relax. Shoulder blades resting downwards. The muscle at the back of the arms, grab that onto the upper arm bone, and feel the effect of the broadening of the chest. Okay, and then release from that. Excellent. And next we're going to come to the, just do a standing pose, the triangle pose. So for this you can use your blocks. So if you don't have blocks, we don't need blocks. Just have enough space away from the wall. So standing in Tadasana in the middle of the mat, again getting that nice erect posture, shoulders back down, shoulder blades down to the back waist, thighs gripping, triceps gripping. Now breathing in, bend the knees, fingertips together, breathe out, jump wide. Now pressing the feet evenly down into the mat. Keep the arms outstretched. If your arms get very tight, bring them up, down gently, and then bring them up. We want to strengthen the shoulders, so as long as possible, keep them outstretched. So pressing the feet evenly down. The outer edges of the feet, as well as the inner edges, pressing down. So when they press down evenly, it draws the outer thighs inward. Don't allow the front ribs again to get out of become loose. Keep the front of the body and the back of the body equally contained as you now stretch the arms apart. But imagine now that you're still putting on those straps around your feet down there, so the shoulders drawing down towards the waist. The upper sternum comes towards the throat, the neck finds a good resting position, and we lengthen into the crown. The whole body active, from the feet, the legs. Now stretch the arms and lengthen the crown up. So the arms and legs working quite strongly here, and you can feel how that frees the spine to lengthen into the crown. Excellent. Keeping the arms outstretched, we now turn the right foot 90 degrees to the right to turn the left foot in. And now if your hips have done what mine have done now, don't bring them back straight again. Shoulders also straight with that front edge of the mat. Again, pressing the feet down evenly, straighten the legs, spread the arms. Breathe in, spread the arms, and now breathe out, extend into the right arm. Take the left arm onto the back waist. Now really stretch that right arm towards the horizon. Right, stretch it. Really lengthen from the right hip to the right hand, but draw that right hip towards the left hip as you stretch the right arm away. And then take the hand down onto the block. Now, once the hand comes down, we have a tendency to loosen the right side of the body. Now imagine that you're now stretching that arm again with the arm still on the block. But now imagine that you're stretching the arm away again, drawing the right hip towards the left hip. And now gently pressing on to keep that length, gently press the hand into the block, lift the right shoulder up, lift the left shoulder up, take it back, and now lift the left arm up to the ceiling. And now on the in-breath, spread the arms. On the out-breath, Take the bottom front ribs forwards, the top ribs back, twist the spine and look up at the top hand. Keep the feet pressing evenly, the legs straight, the arms straight. And now imagine again now that with the arms and legs working, the spine is free to lengthen and twist. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And now breathing in, coming up with the trunk, pressing the feet evenly, spread the arms, spread the legs, turn the feet forward. Again, pressing the feet evenly, spreading the arms. Feel that free spine as it has chance now to ascend through to the crown, up. Turning now the left foot 90 degrees to the left, the right foot in. Getting the hips level, the shoulders level. Keep the arms spreading. Deep breath in. And now breathe out. Take the right hand onto the back waist and lengthen the left hand past the horizon, in line with the floor, away, but draw the left hip back to the right hip. So really now lengthen as much as you can that left hand away. And then taking the hand onto the block. So whatever height you need. And again now, stretch as if you know the arm is out but it's now down. Now lengthen the left shoulder away from the left hip. Find that length there. And once you have it, you can lift the right arm up and spread the arms. Breathe in and spread the arms, widen the chest. Keep the arms and legs straight. Feel that spine now, having the chance to lengthen away from the hips. And then breathing out, taking the bottom front ribs forward, the top ribs back to twist the spine. And looking up at the top hand. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then breathing in, coming up to standing, turning the feet forward. Again, pressing the feet evenly down, spread the arms. Keep those, the front and the back of the spine equally contained. And now holding that, take the hands onto the waist. Now, pressing the feet down evenly. Now breathing in, take the elbows back. And now we let go of the front ribs as we now stretch the chest up to the ceiling. But keep the legs, the feet working by pressing the feet evenly and straightening the legs, drawing the outer thighs towards each other, and then looking up. Now really taking the elbows back, and now really lifting that chest up to the ceiling. Those bottom front ribs that we were now containing all the time, now we lengthen them up. Press the feet down and lengthen the bottom ribs up. And breathe out. Now extend forward. And either bring your hands onto the floor, or if you can't reach, bring them onto the blocks. Like so. The hands are placed directly underneath the shoulders. So wherever you can, if you can do it without blocks, great. Don't want to bend the back though, we want to try and keep the back straight. Now again, pressing the feet down evenly into the mat, draw the outer thighs in towards each other, press the hands down into the blocks or the floor, and now breathe in and take the chest away from the hips. Upper shoulders away from the ears. Shoulder blades towards the back waist. Watch out that the feet don't point outwards. Keep them in line with the outer edges of the mat, but draw the feet evenly down. So the outer feet especially need to press also down. We're not stretching into the ankles, we're pressing the feet down. And now breathing in, really now lifting the chest away, but draw the area between the shoulder blades down to the ground. Really lengthen those bottom front ribs now away from the pubic bone. Instead of crunching the neck, try to get the neck long, draw the shoulder blades towards the back waist. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Now with these, again, feel the spine lengthening. And now breathing out, just bend the arms and take the hands slightly more in line with the feet. You can even use your blocks here. Now we're going to gently press the hands into the blocks or the mat. This helps take the shoulders away from the ears. The elbows are in line with the hands. And now as we come forward, we lengthen the bottom front ribs away from the hips. So don't allow them to come towards the hips and cramp up the diaphragm. Keep the diaphragm nice and open. And then breathing in, coming up, just heel-toeing the feet together. And then taking the hands on the hips, breathing in and coming up into standing. Coming back into the Tadasana position, place the feet together, inner heels, inner ankles touching, big toe mounds touching, spread the feet, feel the feet pressing evenly down as you lift the inner heels, the ankles and the thighs up. Drawing the thighs strongly onto the thigh bones, taking the tailbone down towards the back waist, and now containing those front ribs again. Lifting the lower back ribs up. And again, imagine that we're holding that strap, and the strap is drawing the arms down as the chest goes forward and up. Back of the neck long, look straight ahead. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okie dokie, and then release from that. Now we're going to come straight to the floor. Have your blocks nearby and your blanket for the Savasana afterwards. Now if you have slight back problems, we can take a blanket onto the floor. We don't want it too high, we'll just work with what you have. I'm just having a single fold. So we're going to come down lying on our back, and the blanket comes onto the sacrum. We're bending the knees. Allow the outer shoulders to draw towards the floor and the shoulder blades to draw towards the floor. Then we take the hands next to the hips or the blanket, the palms pressing down to the ground. So as we press the inner thumb side down onto the ground, we draw the outer shoulders down. So that has a nice lengthening effect on the arms, keeping the upper shoulders away from ears. Now again, we're watching those front ribs, don't allow them to pop up. Get an even containment in the whole lower trunk with the back and the front side of the body. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, bend the knees, lift the feet off the ground, and then straighten the legs. So if your legs are not vertical, that's fine. But we want to try to now straighten the legs. Now we want to try to maintain we don't want to bend the back, lift the shoulders, keep the shoulders working down, keep the area between the shoulder blades lifting off away from the floor, and now straighten the legs. Stretch into the heels, grip the thigh muscles onto the thigh bones, and now try to lift the soles of the feet up. The outer hips are drawing down into the ground to stabilize. The thighs working strongly to try to straighten the legs, but the abdomen is completely soft. Not completely, but it's soft. We're not gripping the abdomen. If you are, then bring the feet slightly down. And then release, bring the legs down. And then just removing the blanket, we're now going to place the block from the sacrum into the Setu Bandha position. Block is more towards the coccyx than towards the tailbone rather than towards the waist. So it's helping to contain these front ribs again. If we lift the base of the sacrum up too much, then the bottom front ribs pop out. Again, checking that the shoulder blades, the outer shoulder blades, are onto the floor. We interlace the fingers behind the block and gently lengthen the hands away from the shoulders. As you breathe in, allow the chest to rise up, the middle chest towards the chin. Now the front ribs are going to loosen somewhat, but try to keep them slightly contained. Don't just allow them to fully let go, but allow the upper chest, especially near the throat, to move towards the throat and towards the chin. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And now we're going to straighten the legs. Again, if you're having back problems and it's pinching, keep the legs wide. If not, bring the feet together. So we're drawing the thighs down now and gently drawing the pubic bone towards the navel. Keeping the bottom front ribs more or less contained, the upper and mid chest inflate and rise towards the chest, to the chin. Take the gaze of the eyes towards the chest. So drawing the upper thighs down, the heels down, stretch into the heels, And allow the air to rise up right to the tops of the lungs. Gentle in-breath, gentle out-breath. Back of the neck nice and long, eyes soft, throat soft. There's a constriction there, but don't grip it, let it go. So when you breathe in, really feel the back sides of the lungs also filling with air. All the way to the upper back. We've created a lot of space in the spine, and now there will be a chance for the lungs to recover, to find space. And then just releasing from that, bend the knees. Gently press the feet into the mat and lift the hips off the ground. Take the rock away and then grab your blanket for the back of the head. Begin the arms on either side. Roll the arms outwards so that the palms face the ceiling. Draw the outer shoulders down towards the ground, but lift the area slightly between the shoulder blades towards the chest. So we're not arching the back now, we just get an energetic lift away from the floor, just so that that area just doesn't relax and do nothing. And now with that nice contained and open spine, you know, straighten the legs one at a time, but as you straighten the leg, lengthen it away from the hips. And then lengthen it away from the hips. And now before relaxing the legs, we draw the thighs down and stretch into the heels. The feet will slightly lift off the ground. Feel how that helps the lower back not to pinch. And then just release the legs. Allow the legs to relax, and then allow the feet to drop out sideways. The bottom front ribs, again, gently containing them. If you find that the lower back is now still pinching, use your hands to draw the upper buttock flesh away from the lower back, just to open the lower back. And now just mentally checking that the heels, the calves, the backs of the thighs and the buttocks are evenly resting on the floor with the same weight. If we have a slight, we have the feet the same angle, the knees the same angle. Try to get everything more or less the same. And if it is the same, but it feels uneven, then you can use another blanket to help bring the support to the body so that it can feel equal. So if you have some kind of deformity in the legs or whatever, you can use these props now to help bring balance to the body. So the hips pressing evenly down, the shoulders even. The back of the neck is long, the throat now completely soft. Checking in also on the abdomen, allow the abdomen to completely soften, so that the diaphragm is the only working part there. Just letting go. giving yourself over to your Savasana. And then we're getting now a very short Savasana because we had a long class, so just getting ready for action. Just increase the in-breath slightly. Gently move the fingers and the toes. Even move the head slightly. And then bending the knees one at a time. Take the right hand above the head and turn to your right hand side, resting the head on the upper right arm. Gently opening the eyes, but keeping a soft focus in the eyes. Straightening the left leg, press yourself up with your left hand, bring the head up last. And come to a nice erect seated position. Chest broad, upper shoulders away from the ears. Bring the hands to the chest. And have a fantastic day, and namaste.